up, y'all? It's CustomizedKi, and today we're talking about how to pick a major. So, when I was in college, I already knew before I went to college that I wanted to be an English major, and I knew that I wanted to take classes in political science and things like that because ultimately, I wanted to use my degree so that I could go to law school. Now, for other people, I don't necessarily know how they chose their major, but I'm going to give you guys just a heads up on how I picked my major and how you should have your major picked before you go away to school as well. First thing is first. You need to figure out what it is that you want to do with your life. And I know that that may be a lot. You're like, I'm only in high school. Like, what do you mean? I'm barely 18. Like, how am I going to know what I want to do for the rest of my life? But in figuring that out, you definitely should kind of, before you go to college, have an idea of what area of study you want to go into. So even if that means that you're not 100% sure by the time you get to college, but you like, I know I want to be in medicine, but I'm not sure if I want to be in pediatrics or if I want to be in osteopathic medicine or if I want to be a registered nurse or, you know, whatever. Even just having that general idea of, I know I want to be in the health field, you might look into majors like chemistry, biology, a basic degree in science, or you might look into something like psychology. Those are all things that you can use a major that you can use to get you to where you want to go. So I would definitely say start off by trying to figure out what it is that you like. What do you want to do? And then as far as picking a major, you kind of need to look at what it is that will help you get to where you want to go. So for me, example, I was like, I know I want to go to law school, you know, whatever. But I was like, okay, but what if I change my mind? So I decided to become an English major because in doing my research, I found that English majors have about the same workload as a first-year law student. So my transition into law school would be a lot more simple as far as my academics were concerned, as far as the reading and writing and how much of it I would actually have to do. Now, in my degree program, we had these things called cognates, and they were kind of like a minor. And essentially, you take about 3 or 4 classes, 12 credits worth, to get some type of grasp of that area of study. So I have a cognate in criminal justice, and I also have a cognate in human development and family studies. Now that means that I took courses in child development, I took courses in like family and finance, I took courses in like political science, I took stuff in like, you know, legal around the world. So we talked about different legal systems in different countries and things of that nature. So those all pertain to that particular topic. However, what classes I could use to satisfy that requirement, those are based on the conversations that I had with my advisor. So definitely make sure that you are in communication with your college advisor, and that way you'll have a good idea of what classes you should be taking. Now, when it comes to, okay, well, what if I don't know what I want to do? In the event that you have no idea whatsoever what you want to do, I would say start with your university requirements. And then in your spare time, test out the waters with different activities and different academic programs that you can involve yourself in to see, okay, what is it that I like? Your freshman year, that should be all prerequisites, like all university requirements. And by the time you get to your sophomore year, you should probably be like finishing those up. Depending on what your university requires, you may have up to 2 years to figure that out. Now, when it comes to picking a major, if you're not really sure, I would say get something that's general but that you can do a lot with. So in picking an English major and deciding, hey, this is what I want to do, I was like, well, what if I decide that I don't want to go to law school? Like, what can I do with a degree in English? I can actually do a lot. I can teach. I can edit for any like major company, any newspaper, because granted, there are a lot of people who can read. There are a lot of people who can write, but there aren't many people who can write well. There aren't many people who can articulate themselves well. In wanting to be in the legal field, being an English major was great for me because learning this new terminology that I needed to incorporate in, you know, writing legal debriefs and things of that nature, it was a great way for me to just polish my people skills. It was a great way for me to just polish myself interpersonally and professionally in a multitude of ways really fast. As an English major, if I decided like, hey, you know, I want to do something creatively, I could definitely do that because as a part of my degree requirement, I had to take courses like creative writing and poetry and, you know, Shakespearean literature and things of that nature. So I had a degree program that incorporated a lot of different aspects of that career path that would give me the opportunity to try different things and do different things. So I would say, instead of paying for it, your freshman year, if you have no idea, you should be getting out there and trying different things. Go sit in on other classes just to see what it's like. I know I did that quite a few times. I went and sat in on some science courses. I went and sat in on some econ courses. And then electives also really help with that as well. So I would say, if you kind of don't have an idea of what you want to do, you should look into things that you like and how you can get paid with a degree to do what you like. Also, too, when you are deciding on what major you want to choose, I would say that you should also see how the courses you've already taken fit into the degree requirement for that program. So I know at MSU they have this thing called Degree Navigator, and it allows you to see what courses you need in order to complete your degree. And it's a self-tracking system that you can just look up, and it's a great resource to have when you are just curious, like, oh my God, what am I going to be able to use this class for? It will tell you. I'm not sure if other universities have that resource, but if you are looking at going to Michigan State or you are a current student there, log into StuInfo, go to the Degree Navigator, and it will show you the track for the degree that you are on schedule for. And you can see the types of classes you can take, and also utilize your advisors, because those people are the ones who will tell you, okay, I know you took this class and you really don't need it, but you can put it for this. So example, I took an economics class my freshman year that I really shouldn't have been in, and I absolutely did not need it. However, because I had a cognate of criminal justice and I took a lot of courses that were like law related and things like that, economics was able to slide into that category to be used for an elective even though I didn't need it. So it was a way for me to utilize the class that I had taken that I didn't necessarily need, but it was able to count towards my degree. So you want to make sure that whatever class you're taking, that those are the ones that will count towards your degree, because some classes don't even count towards your degree. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way that things happen. Don't get got. That's one of my tips. Don't get got. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that this video was very resourceful for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe, and come back again. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace out.